Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Oh, hold it. Mike, we're not at a baseball game, even though we're wearing hats. It must be 11:06 EST in time for you and me. So I'm old.
It's
I
actually
drift.
Mike and me. Please don't lead them. It's actually Mike and me.
Mike and me at 11:03, not you and me.
No, well, you don't they leave my name out. Suppose somebody turns it off. You don't even know my name.
Hey, I figure after another 3.5 years, I'll know you. So anyway, Mike, the big story was, Russell coming to life. A few weeks ago I was joking about it, that you should buy the Russell and short the Nasdaq. Anyway, that's what's happening. Uh, so I just wanted to let people know that you were talking about a lot of Apple put sweeps last week, and they were a little early. But on some intraday stuff, now may not be a bad time to take a shot at what you're going to be paying less premium than they were last week. And maybe we get to 20. I think they were looking for 225 or 220. So not a bad shot here if the market pulls back. Anyway, most of the Mag 7, um, they've become the relative weakness. So a week or so ago when Amazon was breaking out, I said, yeah, it looks great. But you know what? If we ever get a close under 191, you should be out of there because that's a false breakout of a major resistance level for quite some time. I mean, even going back to 2023. So this is it. The low yesterday. If you want to ride Amazon, I wouldn't ride it under yesterday's low. Meta doesn't look great, does it? Now look at this glaring divergence. So, technically, Goog, I don't know. I guess it could
They're
still be
at
okay.
coach. They're out of play.
Could be no trip to Hollywood. Netflix looks kind of heavy to me. Double top from 21, and you know, glaring divergence. And then Microsoft, which was a pretty good leader, pretty glaring divergence from this high to this high. I wouldn't be long. I think we could pull back to 400. It better hold 400. That'd be like 190 Amazon. And finally, I've been talking about 115, 110 NVIDIA. With the market making successive new highs, NVIDIA hasn't been participating. I still think we'll see 110 and it better hold it. Okay, so that's my rundown on the market. Um, as far as trades that I brought people's attention to Monday, I said it could be a third driver. We could get a throw over. We're getting a throw over in XLF. We're getting a throw over in the Dow. I mean, that's part of, people selling
Coach,
tech and buying everything else. But here's your throw over in the Dow. Wow. So Friday, I'll talk about what you do with the market like this. Unfortunately, I put out some feelers, but I went out to January to buy some XLF puts. So anyway, it's a feeler, and I feel it. So that's it. I think the dollar bounce is one to be sold, but why can't we rally back towards 105 first? Just correct this decline. It's still a breakdown in my view. And Mike's been all over the metals for quite some time. Just want to let you know we're getting close to this line. I'm always amazed that sometimes they do mean something. So that's it.
okay.
Still 420 trying to break down in the bonds here. And that's it. So, my question was with things broadening out, I talked to you before our broadcast. Are you finding names that weren't popping up before, Mike, that, because we're broadening out, are, getting option sweeps and,
Coach, let's talk about what I've done. Let's share the screen, please.
yeah.
The point, I appreciate that.
Well,
And
go ahead.
I hope you would edify the statement TGH. Carvana, there you go, trailing stops. Have I not been on KRE? Affirm. This was
KRE,
what, a
yes.
day ago.
Were they
KRE
buying
calls.
KRE sweeps?
KRE calls still ripping. KRE calls still ripping.
Wow, that's a big
Uh,
deal.
this was from SoFi. Gave SoFi.
I wish I would have dropped in. I wouldn't have bought XLF puts. Because,
No,
you know, it's
coach. No,
interesting,
hold on a second. Let me finish one thing, if I may.
KRE is
I
also
say
good.
one of the arguably, besides Hood, taking the most amount of calls for probably the last 6 months. I mean, you follow it, correct? No,
Yeah, yeah.
trust me, it has. I don't know. Well, regardless, I'm in there. Uh,
My mind was just elsewhere. I'm sorry.
okay, I apologize about that. How about this one? Know that I say, if anything, pages and pages and pages of SILJ calls for some time.
Yeah,
How about this one? XBI. Season out here. Let's go to this.
biotech.
Let's go to this. I can't go back this far.
Hey,
And
look, there's Sentiment Trader. You follow them?
oh yeah, one of the tools, yeah. But let's go here. And I can't go far as back because we don't have much data. I post a lot of data, but here it is. Right here. Over the past 20 years, and this is like July 5th, I did it. GLD had its highest sprint percentage rate in the month of July, 65% of the time. Seasonality. There's along with the GLD chart. By the way, seasonality has been working more than fundamentals. Fundamentals
Yeah.
haven't been working, or else why are we been pounding the table and we're not splitting the atom? Carvana. It's not, that's not, it hasn't even taken off yet. Carvana makes moves like this when the RSI is 90. This RSI is like 62. What's wrong with this one? What else are we looking at? Another stock I'm in is this. GFI calls across the board. I love it. I'm in it. I'm in it heavy. GFI. AEM. What else? Let's go back to what's taking more things here. I don't want to pontificate. It's about what's going on, but Planeteer. Top 10 in calls all year. We'll move on, Coach. Where are they doing now? I'm not really sure. How about Bank of? This is the number one, Bank of America, I guess. Right here. There it is.
Wow.
You want to argue with that? I mean, I wouldn't buy. For me, it's going to 45. Maybe they pull back, Coach. Maybe listen. I'm a contra trader. I got the Bitcoin back to highs. Fine. You know what I mean? But I'm not really watching the indexes. I'm watching stocks like this. A stock like EB. It's not the sexiest stock out there, but I could trade some size with volume, price range. These things are moving, 40%. What about what other
Well,
ones?
I would say that's a new one. Isn't that a new one on your radar? That
Well,
last one
I'm
you
just
showed?
using it as an example. Macy's yesterday got destroyed after a takeover activist. I'm
Yeah.
pounding the table on Jwin. I still like that stock going longer. It was down yesterday. They actually closed at the high, being another retailer. They're sexier, but it's still emblematic of the price action in the market. There's the weekly on it. Look, 3M. I think it was negative today. It is still negative today. So listen, I'm looking at other stocks. CFIR. I have this still. All right, I have this. Why shouldn't I be long this? Every time it goes, it goes. For those that are even shy,
Nice breakout.
CIFR has traded so far hold on, 9 million shares. Let me go to my page. Just to give you an example. All right, 9 million shares. Apple's traded 50. Okay, Microsoft's traded 50, 5 million. Shopify got an upgrade, by the way, big upgrade on Shopify. So let me get back to a couple of things here. My screen.
So if people are coming out of mega cap tech,
No, there's Shopify got the big upgrade. There's Shopify now. Maybe they'll. All right, so I understand that Microsoft's down 4. Maybe
well,
an
that's what I'm
ominous
saying.
sign.
The Mag 7, they're big stocks, right? So when you sell them, you have a lot of money to deploy. So
Yeah.
if they're rotating out of them, they're going into your trades.
Well, it's like I said, Coach. Listen, and this only comes from learning. You know, it's a lot easier to pick out weak stocks in a bull market. And I'm not saying they're not going to stop going down. You know, but the solar sector obviously has been hot. What is this BTBT? I have it up to choke secretary. Where is this?
I've been hearing from guys that were a little negative, saying the breadth thrusts that we had last week gives the market durability for 3 months minimum.
All right.
It's a
James
pretty
stock.
good time frame to know that you could, you have the wind at your back.
I don't know. Like I said here, I'm prepared for either way. You know, here's okay. How about Halliburton? Adding to this
Yeah,
one.
someone in the room wanted us to cover oils. They came in
There
and
it is.
asked about it.
You don't have to cover oils. And I
Yeah,
am in a second. I'm being facetious. It doesn't matter what this thing does. Doesn't matter. Thing is an oil, but there's one.
yeah.
All right, it's Schlumberger. Now we'll talk about it. Everybody knows it's number one. Well, one of them in my portfolio. Devon Energy, to no surprise. I know that. MRO. Oh my
They all
God.
look good.
Marathon. My God. Anyway, XLE. Let's point him out to that. Probably broke the channel today. All right, there you go. All right,
Yeah.
whatever it is, they can make widgets. XLE. Obviously, you got to be aware. MUX, our old stock, I see breaking high. Nugget, triple ETF. Buy these triple ETFs when they're higher as they're going up. There's the Nugget ETF. All right, where's Newmont? All right. Now Ford. Here's another one. Here's Ford. Now Ford had a run like this. I have a lot of Ford. I mean, should I be selling here or should I be looking long term? Like this thing where everybody
Well,
quote
the only sector under pressure is Mag 7.
uh yeah, that's fine. But
That's it.
I see a couple of them, Coach, that are taking some calls. Google's taking calls.
Are they? All right.
No. They listen. They're still under pressure. I'm not saying here they
No,
are.
I mean Google looked the best out of all of them. Yeah, you're not seeing. I mean, there are a lot of people in Nvidia, and
Coach, this
the
is
people who bought the split
oh my God.
are underwater.
Listen, Coach, I understand the max. This is so bullish. Look at Caterpillar now. The poor. Do you see this?
The chart's not up. I see the
The
symbol.
poorhouse to the penthouse, like that.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, okay. How about Lennar? We talked about. I don't want to sound truish. Look, it was going to break before that number the other day. We talked about Zillow. I couldn't. Zillow calls were going off the board. Number one, it showed you housing. Number two, it told you that they picked a stock that's purely also speculative and highly shorted. So you had everything going for it. Here's
Yeah,
the
lower
fix.
yields.
Well, but Coach, okay, if you told us that there was an assassination that drew blood from a president, not even forget it tried it. Where would you think the VIX? What is it going to take? Now I'm whining. Where are you going to think is going to happen here, Coach? Either one or two things: the apocalypse, which our VIX is going to be a worse thing, Caterpillar breaking high, or there's a flash crash, and I'm prepared for it. Don't get me wrong. My biggest loser, as you know, is the VIX. But you know what? Mara, keep taking calls today. Do I care that? Oh no, that's not good. Uh-oh. I lost a chart. Oh my God. I'm panicking. Uh, I'm not panicking because I can always go back. Let me finish this, please. It's important. Load layout. Mike V, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hold on. Bear with me, everybody. Technical function. Action. Load layout. I have so many layouts. Action. You know what, Coach? There's like the VIXs here. They're giving you places to run to. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you have a lot of real nice long winning positions on.
Listen. Okay, I'll give you an example. All right, Bitcoin. Here's a position. I'm afraid I'm actually not Bitcoin ripping. I have this one, RVNC. Please be 420, 403.
Is that
Okay.
a Bitcoin miner?
No, it isn't. It's actually a Botox drug. All right, I'll give you an example. Settings, show position info. I have 86,000 RVNC. My average price is 438. Fact. A week ago, it was 260. Now it basically almost double. So I made back what, 100 dimes there? I'm letting this thing go. If I was shorted, I'd be nervous. Now let's go to the weekly. You know, I think if should I really be taking some off? I'm just using an example. I pass. But let's go with something more emblematic. Forget about those runners. Everything is happening, coach. You get the big daddy. There's Goldman.
Melt up,
Huh?
melt up.
Morgan Stanley. Citicorp calls off the board still. Caterpillar's freaking flying now. I'm seeing here. So, you know, either it's FOMO, they are under allocated, uh, you know, whatever it is. You know, I still said something like a firm Square. Yeah, look at this, probably pulls back a little bit. Square made a move like this, all right? So Square was making a move, pardon me, a nice 3-day move up through the 200-day from 65 to 73. All right, so it pulls back a little bit, $3-4. Still floor underneath it. Moving averages, volume. Maybe they take mega up right here. Maybe they take up more Newmont. Who knows? Maybe it's Chevron's day. Here's the daily. Here's the Exxon daily. Maybe there's some more air in the year. I don't know yet. But with the VIX this low, if you put on a position, usually the winner is it starts. If it's a winner right away, it usually is a win. You know, usually winds up being that way. I'm aware of the rug pull. Yes, I understand that there's getting this, but you know, when Netflix is down 2 and Microsoft's down 4, I personally think, and I'm not alone here, still doesn't make it right. You know that there is Schlumberger's breaking high. Look at this Schlumberger. That you know, there's still some stuff to do. Okay, I do have my eye on the VIX as the rug pull. All right, maybe Microsoft goes down. Okay, this is the bottom line, and I'll leave it at least my point today on TradeGATEHub, and this is what I think is everybody looking at this way. And I posted it here. Okay, here it is.
Doesn't mean you can't scalp the short side once
No,
in a
I'm
while.
not
It
into
worked.
it's
It worked yesterday. I put out an S&P sell, maybe at a 5 handle drawdown. It was
all
good for
right, right?
40.
If the IWM, you know, if the Russell falls off, the Nasdaq, as we said, is somewhat weak with Microsoft in the aforementioned being weak. So, you know, is it everybody's still keenly aware that maybe the Qs can keep going down or breaking that important 10-day. It is important from trading. It looks like, listen, it's not that sexy right here. And I get it. It may change tomorrow as we see that things change that rapidly, but to the IWM here, what's, you know, this is it ripe for a pullback, or did they go back into tech and they back? Coach, I don't know. I'm going by option flow. Mara. All I'm telling you is Mara's taking option flow still. All right, is it Bitcoin? Here's Mara. There's the daily. Are you late? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Is it going to go to 26? But it's still a decent trade. I'm not sure. There's the weekly. You're going to ask what type of calls, and that's correct. Mara, September. So this is July. You know, so AG bullish. AG here. AG taking January 7th. AG January huge January calls in AG. You might be familiar with it. There's the weekly on AG. There's the daily
on AG. It's been the weakness, but it's turning. Yeah.
Oh well, okay. I mean, this may say a couple of things to me right now. First of all, I like AG because even if this market stays in the somewhat speculative phase, even if the VIX bounces 20%, it was still cheap. And that would be good because this maybe the speculation phase would make this call like AG go up. So, you know, are they taking
a
the
normal little ABC pullback, and here we go. Looks
more
like wave
calls,
3.
GOLD, the old Ab Barracks call. So taking calls across from December. Huge bet, 200,000. December 3rd, December 21 calls, GOLD. Okay, I don't know. Is it going to pull a forward and rest? Not sure. Or is it going to pull, you know, fake us out a bunch of times? You know, who knows? Gold and silver at the high. So, you know, Microsoft, you know, I get it. Now it's 450. You know, I don't know. Tesla. Okay, I don't know. Now it's, first of all, right now it's Tuesday at 11:25 a.m. After, you know, let things settle down here. The rookie money as we made, as we all know, which I like, is to a degree not to sound obnoxious, is done. You know, there's a lot of back and filling. There are inside days. There are outside days. It's my job from now. This is where, by the way, option sweeps really are prevalent and count. You want to see GOLD them taking more calls in this. You want to really see them take calls down here. What you want to see as well is them taking the video calls, which I don't see happening when it's breaking this way sensitively. I don't see the video calls coming across. Doesn't mean it's not
because
going to
it's
work.
going to 110.
Well, maybe it will be. Certainly, it's not. Nobody's reeling
Well, I
backing
mean,
the
that's
gas on
still a
here.
pretty good call from 140.
No, well, I gotcha. I don't think
Okay.
anybody's complaining. Like we say, Coach, if I didn't own the stock, which I don't, and I'm not short the stock, which I'm not, what would I do from here? So that's what what we're trying. It's one just situation that we try to look at.
What would you do?
Uh, I am short. I'll tell you what I am. I'm short the baby brother. I don't know where it is. Come on now. VRT. I'm short VRT. Actually, I'm not short any VRT. I took it all off. I covered it all. There's my cover on VRT right there. Took it all off. The low. There it is. Fact. That's a lot of it too. I think I took off.
Nice.
So I might even short it. VRT is a decent short. I might even short this as I get off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see anything going off. I'm trying to be disciplined when there are not any type of option plays going off in the moment. GOLD bullish, Mara bullish, AG bullish. There are the aforementioned calls. I'm not going to argue with it. CLSK. There's the EB I mentioned again. Citibank. They're going in July. They're going this week or the next week. They're pressing it. But sometimes these algos buy high and buy higher.
Okay.
Boeing new high today. That says enough right here. Does it mean Boeing's going to go on without us? Maybe. Well, maybe Boeing goes parabolic for a specific reason we don't know of, and it's just a specific stock. Maybe it's rotation. Maybe they take back the beaten down value stocks. I don't know, but right now Boeing's at the new high.
That's what the Russell 2000 is. They were beaten down. They haven't done anything for 6 months. They're getting interest rate relief because most of them have carry a lot of debt, so that helps. And people came out of MAGA and bought everything else.
Mickey
Everything
Dooley,
else.
as we look at Mike D, this guy's starting to come up with some good ideas, Mickey, and I like the ideas. We look at TradeGATEHub, the live feed right now, Mickey, IPA potash. Coach, you like these ags or grains here, don't you, to a degree? And I don't know. We haven't talked about it. Do you like the ags? It's a good spot in this IPI, no matter what they do. I like it. I know it
broken
well.
to new lows. Corn looks the best.
I know this IPI. It's a good eye, man, Mickey D. That's what I like. But I look at the others now. Where's Moss? All right, not bad. CF, the big daddy of them all. I get it. But IPI, if you want to spec on a grain, that's probably the one you want to go. The biggest spec. And the other grains,
Right.
wheat. I'm not a grain guy. Oh my God. This wheat, Coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Corn looks the best. Between beans and wheat, corn looks the best.
Look at that flush in you. Look at the volume UNG did yesterday, Coach.
Yeah.
Over 1483, I consider a trade on UNG if it took out this right here. Actually, you know what?
And you said people buy them when there's a little bit of risk off. They buy UNG.
Yeah, I'm just not tuned into the trade.
It's kind of like a VIX.
The most actives for the day as we lead off. Anybody, any questions? This is the menu for the rest of the day. Most actives. Anything that points out to my eye, something like this. DJT, honestly, Donnie Trump's in the news. QS could have been someone. Shopify already brought it up. Shopify, 140% of its volume, 130% of its volume, near the high of the day. High of the day, 69, 66, 69. Huge range, tremendous volume. Price action. I'm aware that Microsoft, where it is, I'm aware of the VIX it is. Of course, I'm aware of the dollar and how it's acting to gold. At this point, it is GOLD. Sweepers. I mean, it does have what, 60% of its volume, but taking sweeps might have 20. Charles Schwab, we pointed out, getting annihilated. Excuse me. That's a junior. Getting hurt today. 68.50, down 8%. On the low, already trading 50% off more of its volume. Stock range price action. You might want to trade Schwab. Who knows? Maybe Goldman Sachs pulls back from its ripping. Maybe Schwab. Oh, this is okay. So this is what I would think. Depending on I mentioned in the room that that's how bifurcated the market is. When you have Goldman doing this and Schwab doing this, I get that, might be apples and oranges, but they're both fruits. I hate to throw out cheap cliches, but maybe Goldman bounced, maybe Goldman sells off because of Schwab. Maybe Schwab bounces because of Goldman. Who knows? But, these are two things to look at. I'm not an ARB guy. SoFi, another one. We brought up in the room. All right, so here's the, we'll go, I mean, if you see this, Coach, SoFi, let me go back to the page here, I'm sorry. Short Dow, QS, Shop, here's the percent gainers. I don't even want to look because maybe my stuff are on there. But AAL, you know what I mean? American Airlines is already, trading decent volume. And look at this. So is somebody covering American Airlines after it getting hurt like this, or they always suddenly find value? To me, that's a no trade for me because I'll let this run without me. But as I see other things, it may be like Boeing. Where's my Delta? And I came in short. No, it wasn't Delta. It was I look at the airlines. I'm short UAL.
That Boeing chart didn't look good.
UAL, I like to close the low, and I should have covered it. Now it's a freaking pain. I had bids to cover UAL. I am shorted. I'm short 4,000 from 44.50. Live trade. What am I doing? All right, so I'm wrong. Okay, I picked an airline overnight. I didn't like the airlines. I still didn't. UAL closed. I basically did the fake out. The market I thought was a little extended, so I took something that finished on the low. As the crude oil stocks actually followed through, as we said, Schlumberger acting well. So maybe, you know what I did? I used my opinion over price action. I didn't completely go off the rails because I could have easily been short Delta, which actually held the 200-day, or I went to LUB, the worst of breed, which actually went from bearish to bullish now. If I was short this thing, I'd be pissed. So I'm wrong in UAL. Now it's at the short term 46.5. My bid is to cover. Maybe I'll get out of it now. Let's look at the as you would say, the little bit longer. I'm wrong. All right, coming to a short term gap. I'll cover maybe 46 right here. I'll put my bid in to cover 46.07. I'll take whatever loss. I might cover it now. So I don't want this to turn into a bad loser. This has a position of turning into a potential to go to like all of a sudden go to be like 48. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down another $1.50 on 4,000. Then it turns into 6,000. Then the next day it gaps up 50 cents and then it breaks. It just that type of. So
I would never, to me, I don't know how you trade all these different things. I have a hard time remembering what you
I'm going to
talked
tell you
about
why.
in the last
There are
half hour. It's like, for me, overwhelming.
Well, I have this to help me out. And as you said, saw my screen before.
Yeah.
Good eye, Mike V, because as I just punched on my news, airlines are at the high. And I did say in the room, and I should say in the room, this is hold on. Futures coming in aggressively. Is this to share right here? UAL, I said I was wrong. And I should have covered when I posted.
I'm just talking about the magnitude of different stocks that you can
I have
have an attention span on to react like that. It's almost like you're a human algo.
No, well, I don't share everything, Coach. I have a query that
says.
Well,
what you shared in this one broadcast was a lot for anyone to absorb. I'd have to go back and write it. I'd have to be writing it down.
I do write it
down. Anyway.
Here it is.
It's a lot.
I have pages.
Yeah.
Like, can you see the book? I don't know.
Yeah.
I write it down. I have a plan every morning. Here's my plan. Sell RVNC 438. Short. I have the whole plan here. I have to write it down.
Okay.
But like, Coach, what do you think the Dow moved the past 2 days? regarding the S&P as Nasdaq. Do you feel a blow off in the Dow? That's from Julio. Julio.
Yeah, it's a throwover, man. So that's why I said wait for a red candle. Never got one. So it's not an active trade till it closes back inside.
Is the plan. Percent losers. What's coming in the last 60 minutes, for example. Anything that looks sexy in this blow off top. I don't know why the volume. Let's leave it here. First of all, I want the minimum volume as of 11:30 a.m. I'm not interested in anything as of 11:30, if you will, unless it has 500,000 shares. First, so we will take away if the majority, hopefully, majority of the board to simplify things. That doesn't have 500,000 now. Not interested. Okay. What's coming in the past 60 minutes? Hymns. Not interested. Came in
Good
at 10th of its
commercials.
volume. What's that?
Good commercials.
JMIA. I'm short this.
Okay.
Look at this thing. Watch. Look, coach. Okay, let's go to the videotape, as they say, because we might have a live trade here. JMIA. New share. Mike V.
I see it.
Boom. 2 minutes. We're
Oh,
short
what a
six.
nice 3-drive.
We're at short 6,800 from 1320. So this morning was 1440. I'm shorted from here, 1320, which was the gap. I'm early. Do I think
Yeah,
it's gonna?
that 3-drive is instructional if you want to go back to it.
It's the same thing. The markets. I'm early. Is Schwab going to do this? It was a poor. Listen, coach. I'm getting like I don't know if I apologize. The biggest moves are made at the end. I'm early, so remember that. Was it a 5-star trade? No, I only have 6,800. Not to sound egregious, I have good size, but we'll see what happens. I'll move on.
The intraday was instructional. It was a 3-drive. If you, I
Well,
don't know
let's
what
go
the.
back to it. No. Let's go back to the trade. I want to learn too. Let's go back to a 6-minute, coach.
Oh well, no, I think it was longer term than that. It's what you had on. I don't see it as clear now.
Let's go to an hourly. That's an hourly. How else can you?
No, I don't know. It was up there, but that's okay. There'll be others.
Yeah, am I going to walk away and am I going to put bids in at 11? No. Matter of fact, I'm usually known for making the harder money, but my bid to cut. I'll try to make some money off it. It was just an early thing. To me, it was more of JMIA was more of a gauge of and by the way, I did look at the weekly, a little extended on the weekly, but still making me a little it could have went more, still could go more. So I had a plan. Doesn't mean it could have worked. So let's go to this. Let's see when the market's coming in a little bit, percent gainers. Let's go 15 minutes. EB, I brought it up. So they're coming in, things are coming in a little bit. TLT new high of the day. There you go. So TLT new high of the day. Airlines, K-Web red. All right, so we'll go back to PGH. So we'll leave it there. Surfs up, works with me. Obviously aware, posting earnings today. Always obviously does the webcast and listen to them because he's a decent trader. He'll get there. That's why we're investing a lot of time in him. So, as of I said this statement, I don't know how long ago, it seems like hours. As of 11:40 a.m., let's regroup and see if anybody comes backing up with some option calls. If not, there are a lot of things to do, is what I said to movers, but I'll leave it there, coach. Let's, like I said, the assassination attempt, I want the VIX. You know how I feel. And it's one of these things, be careful if you wish for. I want the VIX to be at 20. I'll even get out of some losers that I'm stuck in, even if they turn out to be worse losers. I just want a chance to regroup. Seems like everybody's chasing the same thing when rotation, is prevalent and they get spread out. I don't know. I'm talking too long now. Fact.
Okay. Well, tomorrow, everyone, I'm going to have research analysts from Sentiment Traders. They have a sterling rep in the business, so we'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 EST. And
All right.
Mike, nice trading. A lot of stuff you do, man.
No,
You're a computer. You're a human computer.
Well, a couple of things, Coach. I appreciate that. The whole goal is so everybody else to be. Bottom line is almost 30 years of passion, hard work, and I kind of get it, if you will. So it takes those three. I had training. I didn't make it up. But thank you for the
Right.
compliment. Sometimes less is better. And, to be able to look at some things empirically and fundamentally, or more importantly, in this market sentiment wise, it's a good thing to have. You know what I mean? Like I said,
Okay.
my favorite yeah, I'll leave it at that, Coach. Thank you for
No,
keeping.
I send me some of your vitamins.
No vitamin. Matter of fact, I'm coffee.
Okay.
It's only vice I have left. Let's go down to coffee at 52.
All right, buddy. Mike V, everyone.
You too, Coach. Thanks for leading and making it
All
better,
right.
Coach.
Take it
Cheers.
easy, guys.
Thanks, Alexis.
All right.
Team.